people, the likes of Caleb Neboy, the likes of Step Ezekiel Tete. Yes, and I keep saying, really, Step wrote that even dancehall is struggling and all of that. I was like, yo, what are you talking about? We're talking about urban gospel music, and you are talking about dancehall struggling.
The matter job hot. Assembly Diloto. Hey! Aye!
Urban gospel is more vibrant than dancehall. This is coming from G Smart, a known pundit, a media person, and also an artist manager in the space. Well, I have my own reservations, and of course, this is going to be an editorial where I'm going to respond to the reasons why whatever he's saying is bogus. Yes. And this is coming from when or after Charterhouse released the new category for this year's Telecel Ghana Music Awards with the title Best Urban or Contemporary Gospel Song of the Year category as part of the new categories that were unveiled in this year's edition. And after, that is when J Smart made this particular statement. Well, I made my comment and somebody came to point, and I am here to respond. My name is Roland Amate. You're welcome to another exciting edition. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share your views in the comment section. Let me hear from you. Let me know what you think. And also don't forget that Shagzy has got us covered. If you're a rider and you want the most safe, secure, and affordable ride on the market, Shagzy has got you covered. If you're a driver, yes, other apps are killing you with service charge and also commission. Just hop on to Shagzy, sign up with just 20 Ghana cedis, where whatever you earn, whatever you get is for you. Pay no commission to anybody. And also let me say big ups to Tetekwashi Art Market for also holding us down for all your beautiful sculpture, paintings, artworks, African fabric, and what have you. Just contact them. They are off the Medina La Paz Highway at the Tetekwashi roundabout, right opposite the Villaggio building near the Talo office. You can contact them with the numbers on your screens, and they will definitely get you sorted out. So, straight into the topic. So, after Telecel Ghana Music Awards, that is Charterhouse, released its new category, that is the Best Urban Contemporary Gospel Song, it generated lots of conversation. Some of us had our own reservations about it, where, to me, I feel it is either say, urban gospel for omutua pa, and now said this particular category is not going to last long. I laid down my my reasons both on Samiflex TV and also on this particular channel, that is Roland Report. In my previous video, it is there. After, you can go and search and watch. I laid down my reasons, but then looks like the conversation still continues. So J Smart also on Samiflex TV was on there and said that Charlie, urban gospel is more vibrant than dancehall. And this particular story was even captured on myjoyonline.com. He posted a link, and of course, for me who had my own reservations, went to comment, and what I wrote was next joke, please. Of course, definitely some people from the urban gospel fraternity did not take it lightly, of which one of them came out to respond. And here I am going to respond to his response. Hey, you see, I said, me a dance here. Yeah, why no one who be the dance here? I'm not going to pick any materials from anywhere, but then the definition for that category, the response from the guy called Revival Lamte, and also the message or the statement from J Smart. Before I enter into the guy's conversation, I want us to go and take a quick listen to what J Smart said on Samiflex TV, which pushed me to write next joke, please, which caused the guy to come and respond. When we come back, then we continue from there.
People, the likes of Caleb Neboy, the likes of Step Ezekiel Tete. Yes, and I keep saying, really, Step wrote that even dancehall is struggling and all of that. I was like, yo, what are you talking about? We're talking about urban gospel music, and you are talking about dancehall struggling. That for some time now, dancehall has always been dominated by just one individual or few people in the space. Yeah, that's I agree.
But that is true.
I understand. And you
Yeah.
see, when it comes to that, so dancehall being in a standstill, there are a lot of things that is contributing to that. We can even blame or fault the scheme itself for dancehall not getting any competition. We can entirely put some of the blame on the scheme also, right? But you see, if you want to compare urban gospel now to dancehall, for me, I feel there is much more competition in urban gospel even than in dancehall. If you look at the kind of investments these guys are churning out, the kind of investments these guys are putting into their crafts, into their career, which dancehall artist will, let's take the big names out. Stonebwoy, of course, Shatawale has already told us he will not invest about 100,000 in a music video and the likes. And so let's put him aside. But let's take Stonebwoy aside. Which dancehall artists in Ghana here can boldly tell me that they will invest hoping about 150,000 Ghana cedis in visuals, will invest about 100,000 Ghana cedis in visual? You will not get any. But these guys are doing that. And you see,
The gospel artists, that's
urban, I'm talking
gospel.
about urban gospel. No, now, Mr. Ba, you see, Roland was asking certain questions. Roland was asking about the impact.
Okay, so this is from J Smart. This is what J Smart said, which brought about this whole back and forth. Now, so when I wrote the next joke, please, this is what Revival Lamte also came to write. He mentioned me, Roland Amate. When given the opportunity to speak on TV, radio, whichever medium, if you know nothing about the said topic, you either learn, search, or try your best not to say what you don't know. You know how old urban gospel is in Ghana? How many international awards some urban gospel artists have won over the years? How many international collaborations has taken place within the urban gospel? How many Ghanaian gospel is how Ghanaian urban gospel is celebrated in Nigeria, Kenya, East Africa, and even South Africa? Well, this is Ghana. If the media has not time for you, don't look out for your interest. You can only push. As open 2120 by the fans. Go check TV shows like EC121 TV, telecast on TV3 between 2000 and to 2022, Reverence TV, that is Praise TV, Afro Global Canada, Care TV, Precious TV, not forgetting Justin Mensah's show back on XFM, later on Sunny FM, then Praise TV, among other shows that were purely urban gospel dominated show, with even serious events that brought to play some known faces from Nigeria, USA, Uganda to Ghana. Let's not downplay something we have no idea about or knowledge of. Some bloodline and sweat of some people's effort and family money has backed this for years. We are not joking or here to play. The board over the years have monitored our activities, have heard our plea and cry over the years. How can you have over 80 category award scheme being secular and just one of the category gives you chance to downplay it? Come again, do yourself search before you speak. And for me, when I read this particular comment from Revival Lamte, I laughed. I laughed because his argument even gave him away. His argument is the more reason why this particular category shouldn't have even come to light. Like therefore not do them. His argument is the reason why. And these are my reasons. You see, you mentioned the longevity of urban gospel. Of course, don't be naive or don't be ignorant to think that I know nothing about urban gospel. Now, let's not also strike the conversation of secular and gospel, because even from the first instance, if we are to strike the difference or that difference between secular and gospel, I would call you a hypocrite. You know why? Because even the definition itself for the urban and contemporary gospel category is discriminatory. Yes. And if you are aware and you condone it or you like it, then I don't know the kind of person you are. Of course, I will not be surprised due to your biasness, like towards that particular fraternity. But where I stand or where I sit for a scheme or for an entity that is doing business devoid of who is secular and who is a gospel artist. Because even the definition for the urban and contemporary gospel itself states clearly, the latter of that definition states that this can only, the people who are eligible to that category should only be gospel artists. And I ask myself, you, Revival Lamte, I dare you to come and define who a gospel artist is or what a gospel song is. Then I will give you a series of songs and ask you if these are gospel songs. And if your answer is yes, then I'm sure from that point you would agree with me that this particular category is even biased and discriminatory from the start. Because I maintain my point that, okay, if we want to do a category for the urban gospel fraternity, that's fine. That's cool. But since there is no clear-cut definition for who a gospel artist or what a gospel song is, there is the need for them to have attached that category of the urban or contemporary gospel artist of the year. There was the need for them to have added it to this. And again, the fact that this particular category is only limited to gospel artists is a mistake on arrival, which is why it is not going to last. I will come back to your statement, but I want to give you this preamble before I come back to your statement. Now, again, you see, I made mention of the fact that since Charterhouse is a business entity, and of course, their award scheme, don't be fooled, it is not only for the gains of musicians, not only to promote musicians, but they are also doing business. So in that sense, they would also look at where the money is also coming from. If there's one thing that has been very constant in all the people propagating or all the people championing the urban gospel, and we've invested and we've done this and people's blood and sweat and people's money, bro, who is not investing in their music career in 2025? The fact that you are shooting a music video of over 100,000 Ghana cedis or $100,000, no, that means that the person that is also promoting his with maybe $1,000 or 25,000 is not investing. No. Don't be mistaken. Don't be naive on that point. Because everybody is investing what they have and what they can afford. So don't be mistaken to think that, okay, the fact that you are investing more should make you some like self-entitlement be saying because of that they should do it. Like I said again, it is a business entity. Therefore, they can look at where the cash is also coming from, which is the reason why they even created this category in the first place. Of course, perhaps when it is time for voting, the few urban gospel musicians that have been included in the scheme for some few years now, the way I'm not for any vote here. When you create a different category for them, the competition is going to take, because more competition is more competition and no any skill. Throwing money here and there. That is the competition in the urban gospel. So if if you want to say because of that, it is more vibrant than dancehall. It is because you people are throwing money left, right, center. And people are seeing. But the money, the investment that you people are making, and here I'm using you people advisedly, the urban gospel fraternities is investing. Are they getting the same returns? Of course, some people are getting. Some people are getting. But you and I can attest to the fact that it is just a few. Now, let me cut and come to your statement. You see, these words of yours gave you away. And you highlighted the duration or the how long the urban gospel has been vibrant in the space, right? Talked about radio stations, TV stations, collaborations, and everything that urban gospel has received over the years. But bro, TGMA is not an NGO. They are not doing this particular scheme because or because they think somebody is trying. No. It is a popularity-based scheme of which whatever they do is based on people who are popular or business. And you see here, I am using business because it could be said there are some people like the urban gospel fraternity that are not so popular in terms of competing with other genre, but are bringing good business. And they can consider that. But there are some people too whose activities are very popular, and that popularity can also generate them business. So don't be mistaken. Maybe the fact that it has been included in the categories or in the scheme doesn't mean that in terms of popularity, urban gospel is more popular than any other genre in the space. I tell you, hit the streets. If you don't hit the streets, see, take your mind off the gospel and secular stuff. If you do, you will see the light. You would see what I am talking about. If you don't break that genes from your mind, you would not see what I'm talking about. Even Azonto, today. Azonto, should it even be revived, would be more popular than urban gospel. I won't lie. And if Azonto was not even able to get a category, how much more urban gospel? That is why I've given you a reason why it was included in the scheme. And you see, you talked about the number of radio stations, the number of TV stations, the number of shows that were even championed only or dedicated to only urban gospel. These stations, despite it being dedicated to urban gospel, is now receiving a category in 2025. Bro, and you would want to compare it to dancehall? And you see, the funny thing is that you want to tell me, oh, then they will come and, do you know the number of urban gospel musicians we have in the country? Bro, how many of them are more popular than Kwesi Ameuga? Tell me, how many of them are more popular than Kwesi Ameuga? How many of them are more popular than B-Strap? How many of them are more popular than Kweku Smoke? And how many of them invest more than Kweku Smoke? Yes, if I ask you, comparing the secular that you would want to point out, the number of secular artists that did their concerts even this past December, this past festive season, compare it to the urban gospel musicians that you are talking about. How many of them did their own concerts? And what was the reception? And you see, the funny thing is, you would want to blame the media for not paying attention to urban gospel. Bro, after all these dedicated channels that you have even mentioned in your post, you still would want to complain about a media who is not focused. Then Charlie, then looks like you know you are shooting yourself in the foot. You are shooting yourself in the foot because you see, the media is not there to serve who is doing well. Again, the media is not there to serve who is doing well or who is doing whatever. It is who is going to give them the news and who is going to give them business. Which people are vibrant? That is why one of the most talked about personalities in Ghana is Shatawale. Let him cough. He doesn't need any media house. Even the people that even said they banned him from their media station self had no option than to talk about him. So if you think the urban gospel fraternity is that strong, I'm not saying it's not strong, it's that strong to earn a category. Bro, and you see, the latter of your statement gave you away. He said, the board over the years have monitored our activities, have heard our plea and cry. Why should you cry if you really have a strong case? See, the other genre, like, do you know why the African artist category has been in there for years? Do you know why? How many of those African artists came to write a plea or cried onto TGMA for them to put that category in there? How many of the artists? Tell me. Of which the urban gospel fraternity would have to plead and cry. Would have to plead and cry. Bro, if you have proper leverage, you don't cry or you don't plead. That is a business entity. They will include you quick. 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 I have given you the instances, the reason why they've included. But my own is that, bro, let's be frank with ourselves. If we really want to compare the vibrancy of urban gospel, Charlie, it cannot be compared to dancehall. Yes, I know your argument would be, so how many dancehall artists have we had from the dancehall category has been dominated by looks like same faces for the past years. So you think urban gospel is more vibrant or is more relevant now than dancehall? But you are a joke. Give yourself 3 years and you would see that the faces that are going to be in this category are going to be the same faces for 3 years. I can name about, if the category is going to host about 7 or 8 people in this category, I can give you 4 faces that are going to be constant in this category. Then you come and tell me if it is not just like the reggae, the dancehall fraternity. And if you want to talk about him, you see, J Smart talked about the urban gospel musicians have been investing and have been here for a long. Bro, which of them? So are you trying to tell me that the people in the reggae dancehall fraternity are not investing? Or they've not been here for a long time? Have you invested more than Black Rasta? Have you invested more than Shashamali? Have you invested more than Rocky Dauni? You see, let's not kid ourselves. Yes, you are so glued to that side that you don't want to listen to reasoning. That's fine. But you see, this has nothing to do with gospel and secular. This has to do everything to do with the entire music fraternity and how we should treat people equally. So if you want to come and tell me because the urban gospel have been what, Black Rasta and the likes, do you know how many times they've written letters to Charterhouse for them to separate the reggae category from the dancehall category? Yet it has yielded no result. A genre as strong as that. So you see, that is why some of us, we are scared for this category. That it is not going to live long. And check, it is not going to live long. It not going to stay for long. And check, because the motive behind it, I doubt if it can be sustained. Because the arguments that you guys are making, it's like shooting yourself in the foot. So yeah, this is my response to the message that you sent. Yes, the comment. And you see, you gave yourself away because you talked about the fact that it has been vibrant for since 2000, whatever till now. You are telling me I don't know anything about it and I don't do my research. Bro, I was at the One Voice concert. If you know what it is, then you know what I'm talking about. I was at that particular concert. Tell me, if urban gospel was that strong, did you see the numbers that were there? That were at that particular concert. Did you see the numbers that turned out for that concert? That is the Afro Nation of the urban gospel fraternity. If you don't know, I'm telling you. After that particular year, when was the last time you heard about that particular concert again? Think about it. Think about it. And see reasoning. Okay. Before you come and ignorantly accuse somebody of, if you don't have anything to say or you have no knowledge, just shut up. Bro, relax. When you start the conversation, even how you started the conversation, I thought you were going to make an argument, a proper argument, only for you to even shoot yourself in the foot with the latter one by saying they've heard our plea and cry. They've heard your plea and cry in 2025. Go and see somewhere. My name is Roland Amate. You can also share your views in the comment section. Let me hear from you. Let me know what you think about this. Until then, don't forget to subscribe and stay safe. I'll meet you on the other side. Bye-bye.
The matter chop hot. Assembly Diloto. Hey! Aye! Hey!